Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.
What's going on, YouTube? Nathan back with another video presentation. This is episode 9 of Big Nate Talk Podcast. I hope each and every one of you are having a great New Year's Eve so far. This video is pre-recorded as I am getting prepared for the year 2022. I'm taking the time to self-reflect and prepare for the new year with personal goals and obviously time to unwind before the new year starts. Episode 8 should had already premiered. Now I know what StreamYard is kind of weird. So they're only allowed you an hour of pre-recording. If not, you have to download the whole file and log on YouTube and upload the file that way. So it should had already be uploaded by now. If not, this is strictly a year of 2021 review. It's episode 9. Before we get into it, episode 10, as I stated in episode 8, will be January 4th. Now, there are some games that obviously basketball, Maryland plays Iowa, for example. So that'll be recapped on the 4th. The W Free Agency, I believe, starts on the 15th. Let me just confirm that really quick. It starts February 1st. Yes. Okay. It starts February 1st. The signing period starts. So episode 10 will include that. And I'm going to recap the Ravens versus the Rams, Washington, Week 16, the Browns versus the Steelers. And then that'll be it. Oh, the Maryland, the ladies, Terps, and the men Terps. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, year of 2021 review. Wow, where do I begin? So, it was around, obviously, at the start of the pandemic. I had this YouTube channel since middle school, high school, I want to say. And prior to that time, I never uploaded any videos. To me, I wish I would have started early in making videos, but I never really had the opportunity to really do that. Then it was around the start of the pandemic. I believe it was right around March. My first video, as I'm looking, was February 24th. Ironically, it'll be 2 years on the 24th of February when I started making videos. I really right around April, that's when I began to start really saying, oh, okay, X, Y, and Z. I think the first early videos, I think one video I did was with some of the videos, I think were just kind of commentary, giving my opinion on certain social topics. There was this YouTuber, his name was the Savvy Guy, aka Jan Brandon 315. I think that video's got almost 400 views. I did one on Tommy Lauren, Jacob Blake, and the aftermath of him getting shot. That actually has almost 140 views. What else? Then it just became this idea of, okay, what could I do with this? I have an idea of what I want to talk about, but how do I put it together? I'd say really my best video that I've done, I will say it's honestly been, I'll say the one where the one on Dwayne Haskins with the Washington football team, and then What's the Plan, and then with Jonathan Isaac. I still think the one I did with Dame Drops, where he was off on this tangent of, making up stuff just to get views. Probably the most hardest one was to talk about was Chad Wheeler, because it was hard to talk about that, and that got almost, I think, 80 views. But then I started really getting into sports, and it was around, March, April, around that time. That's when I met with Shot the Cameron Crump. He introduced me to Sean Spencer, and I had actually had Sean on a couple episodes. There's one episode where I had him talk about the All-Star game. We're talking about not Bucky Brooks. We had a debate about Lamar and different things like that, and then something was like, okay, like start doing something more. So it was around, I want to say it was around Memorial Day. That's when the idea was like, okay, start a podcast. Get a podcast. The first few episodes was very tough because I think knowing what you want to talk about, it's hard, especially when you're trying to talk sports. To me, in my personal opinion, when you talk sports, you got to back things up with facts. And I had made the podcast pretty much at a point where I think it was like right at the start of the NBA playoffs. That's when I got introduced into using StreamYard. I had already used StreamYard before. I think it was right around right after, because I think the last video I did like on YouTube, like recorded video, was with Russell Westbrook after he and Stephen A had gotten into it about Russell overreacted about him winning a championship. But it was around that time that's when I made the video. That's when I started using StreamYard. And like I did a few videos. Like I started off, they talk about the Sixers, Brad Stevens, Naomi Osaka, Kevin Durant. Even I think there was one stream where I think I kind of went off on a tangent about some things that was not really just sports. I would say the one thing that's tough about doing a podcast is I'm still learning as I'm progressing. I've already done 5 seasons. It's hard to believe that. It's just that it's hard to, you have to find your target audience, number one. Number two, have to deal with trolls better. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, when I first started doing this, a lot of trolls. There was one episode, and I'm not bothered by it, but it was really progressing well. And we were talking on, the topic was mental health. And then all of a sudden, it just got ruined. And I had to delete that episode, re-record. I think I was up to like 3 or 4 in the morning and did the whole episode. So dealing with trolls. Don't be afraid to step out your comfort zone. Like, doing a podcast was something I never really envisioned. I've always kind of saw myself. I actually started it's funny. I actually started creating, I kind of was making little videos on gaming. Like, for example, I would like do live streams like with 2K or MLB The Show. And then I was just like, nah, I kind of see the channel more than just them being gaming. I wanted to be sports more. And honestly, ever since then, I haven't looked back. This channel, I had at the time, I think I had 21 subscribers, and to see where the channel's at, well over 2 years, almost to now 119. Um, Words cannot describe the the support and the motivation for me to continue to do this. This is therapy for me, and I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for uh, taking time, obviously, to watch a podcast, comment. I've got to meet some great people. Example, uh, Peanut, Hendrix, Lucinda Baxter, Chatham Common Sense, Sean Spencer. I've had Nick Rosario on the show, Anthony Handy, Michelle. The list could go on and on and on. Rashard Milligan. Um, I feel like almost it's like, I just see this channel just being more than what it is. I see it just continuing to grow. My goals for the channel, um, want to do my goal. I want to try to do something a little different than just sports. Try to mix it up a little bit, um, but just continue to just produce content. I think that's the key. When you produce content and when you're consistent and when you're passionate about what you love to do, that goes a long way. It's not just about creating podcasts. It's like if you want to be a YouTuber, you know, have the what the hell is that? Wow, have the actual passion for it. Uh, that goes a long way. Um, there are. It's funny. I used to joke about this, but I was like, it's amazing. Like, how could you get? Because again, before I started making videos, I was like, how did this person get a million subscribers like that? And again, it's just putting out the content and doing what they love to do. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some people that obviously do it for the money. And for me, this is my passion. I chose my field in mass communication and journalism and media with a focus radio TV. My focus is I want to be in front of a camera, news, sports, something along those lines. And this is, for me, this is a stepping stone to greatness. Um, as far as 2021, the good. Um, 2021 saw for there that you gotta have faith and you can't give up. I think those are key things. You gotta have faith and you gotta be optimistic. I understand that in the midst of a pandemic, it has been it's been crazy. COVID has tested us uh, wildly, and the biggest key is just staying prayed up and just thanking God for the blessings that He's given us. Um, humanity. Humanity has shown that as times progress, humanity always prevails. And we just have to do our part and look out for one another. Um, the ugly. Obviously, COVID has exposed a lot. It exposed people's true colors, things you never had saw before. COVID has shown that. You hope that in time things will get better. Mental health is real. Take time for yourself. We are all human. We're all imperfect people. Life happens, things happen, but it's what you do to make it a better life. Um, you can't sit around and wait for change to come. You have to be willing to take the first step. The bad. People can deceive you at the drop of a dime like that. You have to be careful who you bring into your circle. Um, for me, I've learned to always keep your circle small. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Because people are going to find ways to hate on you. Like Nas said, when you're on top, there's envy. Like I've always felt like don't let the negativity draw you away from what you love to do. I feel like I've seen it on social media, whether it's here on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Before I deleted it, before I deleted Instagram, I just feel like life is too short to be getting in with beefs, and we're all have one common goal. If like you and I disagree on something, okay, agree to disagree behind the scenes and keep it moving. Life's too short to be taking shots at each other. That no, we are grown adults, and I've learned to sometimes you have to turn the other cheek. For me, and this channel is all about positivity. This channel is all about bringing sports to talk about sports and just to show passion that hey, if creating a podcast is something that you like to do, find your passion, know what your calling is in life, know what you want to do, and I just encourage you to take this time in the season that we're in to just really think about what you want to do with your life. Like it's possible to get a million subscribers still. I still believe. I just seen a shout out to the professional. He just got a million subscribers. He's a gamer. Like it's possible. It's just putting in the hard work, be dedicated, and also to have fun with it. Like this is for me. This is therapy. Like I got to get a shout out to Elliot Tinsley, Marcus, Cameron. They gave me the motivation. They were like, yo, this is what you're good at. Do it. Like, don't let someone tell you can't do it. And I gotta thank those guys. I gotta thank Sean Spencer. Here was a guy who didn't know me, brought me on his show, talk about your podcast, and then brought me on his other show, The Roundtable, and had me on Washington Football Weekly. Had me on multiple times, and we've built a good strong friendship since then. I've got to meet wonderful people through the Let's Talk Football group. I've even had them on the show, like I stated. It's just at the end of the day, you build connections, know your calling, be passionate, be happy, and more importantly, y'all, we just have to just look at what God's given us. I feel like me doing this was for a reason. I have a laptop, microphone, obviously headphones, and again, at the time I didn't have a microphone, headphones. God just said, "Yo, start making videos." So, yeah, it's just, man, I really pray. I pray for 2022. I hope it's a better year. And I'm all about getting back to a place where there's peace and love and just loving one another, just being happy. I get it. This pandemic has tested us in so many ways, but we got to keep the faith. We got to keep our heads up. I mean, good things are coming, man. We got to be ready to see it. And 2022 is going to be a good year. I'm proclaiming it with positive vibes. My goal for the channel, I'm trying to reach out to some athletes, particularly WNBA players, which is kind of hard because you really can't find their agent or their representative. Tried, for example, trying to reach out to Lana Coates, for example. Never heard from her rep. Lexi Brown was another example. Didn't hear from her rep. Jasmine Thomas, another example. This is just really, really weird. Asia Wilson, It's another example. I just felt like that was just not that's never going to happen. But never say never. No, but seriously, I had reached out to their agents and was no dice. But man, I'm just going to just continue to just grind and just do it. And this is what I love to do. This is my passion. I mean, for me, my goals for 2022, obviously, is to continue to get my get mentally strong again, physically, spiritually, connect with God even more. But more importantly, man, just doing this. This is therapy. This is fun. Just being passionate. To me, this is my foot in the door. This is a stepping stone to greatness. And I have each and every one of you to thank for that. And I'm thankful that that I know that with this channel, anything's possible. Because there was one point I was just sitting there at 60 subscribers, and I was like, yeah, I'm never going to get to 100. If I just get to 100, now the goal is to get to 500. Now the goal is to get to 1,000. And then so forth and so forth. And I just got to continue to put myself out there and just getting to know people. People can get connected, people making connections. But yeah, I feel like that's all I wanted to say. I hope each and every one of you have a safe and happy New Year, New Year's Eve. Stay safe. Be careful out here. It's crazy. COVID's real. It's getting anybody. It doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. Continue to look out for one another. Check up on each other. Yeah, man. Let's make 2022 a better year. Let's give our thanks to God for allowing us to see another year. Here's to 2022. This is water, by the way. I'm not doing anything special. I'm going to be here chilling with the family. If you're going out, be safe. But yeah, man, New Year's Eve day is on a Saturday. That's weird. That's really weird. It'd be 2022. Wow, man. Yeah, crazy. But in closing, as I stated, this episode will premiere. I'm gonna have it premiere in around 4:30 tomorrow, New Year's Eve. Like I said, the other episode should have already been premiered on YouTube because of the length of the file, which is crazy. But with that being said, I hope each and everyone have a safe, wonderful New Year's Eve. Happy New Year. Stay safe. I will see y'all in the new year. Thank you for giving this channel and myself the support. I can't wait to see what God has in store for me in 2022 and in store for you as well. So from me again to you, Happy New Year. I'll see y'all then. Y'all have a good night. Stay up.
Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it. Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.